KC, before we get into some of the fine people's questions, and again, you can text us 916-339-1140. You can also call us at 1-800-920-1140. YouTube.com, Sactown Sports 1140 to ask your fantasy football questions in that chat window. But I want to ask you a local question here, KC, first and foremost about the Niners. Deebo missed practice again today. That's back-to-back days with this hamstring. If he misses the game on Sunday, is Aiyuk a wide receiver one to you, or would you be hesitant because of Jalen Ramsey?
Not hesitant about Ramsey. I am hesitant about Ramsey from a talent perspective. He's had an inconsistent year. If you look at his coverage metrics, he's not having a fantastic year. A good year, but it's hit or miss. So right now I've got Aiyuk 31st on my wide receiver board, and that's assuming that Samuel plays. I would probably move into mid-tier 2. I'm not sure I'd get him quite up to 1, but pretty darn close. I would definitely have him in lineups.
On the flip side, when it comes to the Rams, is there, with the Cam Akers situation now, is there a running back on that team worth rostering, or is their run game just dead in the water as far as fantasy owners are concerned?
It's tough because, Akers is I like Kyron Williams there. He's a guy in IR. I'm definitely telling people to pick him up. I've got Henderson this week listed 22nd. He's got that illness. If that isn't a problem, then illness that kept him out of Wednesday's practice. He's there. I don't have a problem with Henderson. I just don't think their guys are high upside guys. And right now, given how the fantasy season has been playing out with so many low-scoring players, there's only a few players who make an impact, and everybody else is kind of going for scraps. I'm kind of looking past him, putting higher upside players in lineups if I can.
KC Joyner is with us. KC, one more local one for you. Run CMC, obviously, traded to the Niners. How does that impact his value? Does it make him more valuable, less valuable? Don't worry about it, same old guy.
Probably in PPR leagues. He's already catching a ton of passes, but I think they're going to say, okay, they'll still use him as a two-down back, but they're also going to get him out in the out there. Can you imagine when Mitchell comes back? I mean, you're going to have him, you're going to have Deebo, you're going to have Kittle, you're going to have McCaffrey, you can split out, you can have Aiyuk. There's so many things you could do, but because he could do things in the passing game, I think he's probably going to get maybe more passes than he did. So I like him in both kind of leagues, but when it comes to PPR, I think he has a chance to be the best fantasy back in the league.
A couple text questions that have come in. Who should I start, Bateman or Pickens? I'm leaning toward Bateman.
He's been banged up though, and Pickens has, I think it's 14 plus points in 3 of the past 4 weeks. I'm probably going with him just because Pickett likes him so much.
Jeff Wilson, Melvin Gordon, Damian Harris, start 2.
I would normally say Harris, but if game flow goes against him with the Jets, we saw what happened on Monday night, and he just doesn't score anything. So he's probably at the lowest floor. I'm probably kicking him out.
Ramie in Midtown wants to know if Ezekiel Elliott can't go this week, Mark Ingram or Khalil Herbert?
Going Khalil Herbert. The Bears posted 243 rushing yards against the Patriots Monday. The most they posted since 2010, and they put up 480 yards in the past 2 weeks on the ground. I'm definitely want Herbert.
KC Joyner with us here from the footballscientist.com, also The Athletic. Again, if you have fantasy football questions, text them to us at 916-339-1140. You can also call us at 1-800-920-1140. You can also plop your questions into the chat window on the YouTube channel, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. We've got one from YouTube. Run DMG. KC says Pickens or Tyler Algier for the flex.
I'm probably still going to go, assuming did they say PPR?
They did not say PPR.
Did not say PPR. I'm going to assume PPR, and if it is, I like Pickens for the same reason that he is that central to the offense. I like Algier for the Falcons for one more week, but Patterson just said he's coming back, and the minute he comes back, I think he's going to have very limited value because they'll go right back to Patterson. So, and plus they've got Huntley too. You don't know how that's going to work out.
Trade question. Love a trade question. Would CD or Godwin be a solid trade for Darrell Henderson or Jamal Williams?
Williams is losing value because Swift is back. Henderson's got the problems with the Rams running attack, so I probably don't want stock in either of those, to be honest.
KC Joyner with us. He's on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Fantasy football questions, hit us up. Text 916-339-1140. Also YouTube, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Back to YouTube here. B-Nut says, top 12 running back for Jamar Chase for a playoff run. good or bad trade. And we should add that Jamar Chase looks like he's going to be out now for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's somebody probably trying to trade Chase, hoping that you didn't see the injury report coming over. I don't want to make a trade for Chase right now.
How does that affect Joe Burrow? Is he still a top flight quarterback with no Jamar Chase?
He is, because I'm looking at this week's rankings. I do player rankings and I color code them. Blue is an elite player. Green is a good starter. Yellow is a backup. Orange is a player you don't want or really don't want in the lineup. And red is somebody you don't want at all. The number 12 quarterback, if you're talking a 12-team league, the bottom 2 quarterbacks in the start sit charts this week are orange. There are 5 yellows, only 2 greens, and 3 blues. It's so thin at quarterback right now for quality players. Now, yeah, Burrow's still going to be a top 5 guy.
Yeah, I think I'm playing P.J. Walker this week, for the love of God. Casey, Joyner with us. Speaking of quarterbacks, Casey, how concerned are you about Lamar Jackson in this Ravens offense?
I am concerned. He only has 3 touchdown passes over the last 4 weeks, but he's still a great rushing quarterback. I'm worried. Andrews looks like he's coming back. Mike Ruffalo of NFL Network reported that he's definitely going to be back this week. And look, he had 2 catches for 4 yards last week. Was it 0.4 points or 1 catch for 4 yards? It was terrible performance by him in PPR league last week. So if he comes back, then Jackson gets better. If he's out and you got Bateman still banged up, I think it's going to be all rushing for Jackson, but still top 5 because of the dearth of quarterbacks.
The other team we'll see tonight, the Buccaneers, and there was a time where you wanted Godwin, you wanted Evans, you wanted anything in that Buccaneers passing game. Is that still the case with the problems that they're having? Is this a blip, or do they have some real problems?
Probably still getting Evans in the lineup because he's got no injury designation, and the Ravens have been hit or miss in coverage. They'll play good for 3 quarters, but they'll give up big plays in the 4th. They did against Miami, did it a couple of times. Definitely like him. Godwin I've got as a mid-tier 2, and he's got maybe a little more downside than the rest. I'm not as sold on him. Brady's the biggest one that is the biggest question mark because, this is a guy who used to be obviously a top play QB1, but the Bucs offense is declining. He's still there because there's so few good quarterbacks. He's still 9th on my charts, a yellow-rated quarterback on the verge of orange. But, hey, he's still a guy you got to get in lineups. Let's have somebody better.
Another trade question, Waddle and Miles Sanders for Eckler. Would you do that?
Waddle and Miles Sanders for Eckler. I think Eckler's touchdown rate, they're asking him to get like 300 touches this year, and he had asked before the season, don't run me as much as you've been running me, and they're ignoring him and doing it anyway, and I think he's going to break down, so I probably wouldn't make the trade.
Last one for you, Casey. Another text. Pick up Boyd since Chase is injured and put him in there as a flex?
Yeah, absolutely. Boyd will definitely get. He's already trending upward anyway, but I would think with the injury, he's definitely somebody you're going to get in the lineups. Yeah, I definitely want Higgins and Boyd. If you can get a hold of them in any leagues that you can, definitely get them in lineups because that passing game is still going to be. It's not going to be as explosive, but it's still going to be among the best. And right now, given where passing games are, you need as much as you can get playing football.
Thank you, Casey. Good luck this weekend, my friend. Have fun tonight watching this football game. We'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, guys.
There goes Casey Joyner, footballscientist.com. The Athletic. All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.